Thanks, Miku. Keep an eye on those pressure systems for us. While the Weather Bureau tracks the moisture, we're down here tracking the myths. We spend a lot of time at this desk arguing about the future. But the real fight is always over the past. And who gets to hold the brush? They're passing around a canvas of Washington in the snow, hands clasped in the freezing wind, putting a pious narrative on show. They need the first president on his knees to prove the nation's divine. Even if the historians say the general never actually spent the time. They need a holy soldier to justify the laws they plan to write. So they forge a retroactive prayer to sanctify the fight. Across the Atlantic water, where the slave ships used to wait, the Pope is walking through Ghana, facing the shadows at the gate. He arrived with an apology for the buying and the selling of men. Centuries after the blessings were cast on the chains and the iron pen. One side is inventing a holy history to give their ambition a divine veneer. The other is staring at the ocean, admitting that the horror actually happened here. The gallery of the state is always a selective exhibition. We hang the comfort in fiction right in the center of our vision. You can't change the history, you can only change the frame. Rewrite the museum plaques to hide the original shame. But the truth is in the shipping lanes, the truth is in the chain. You can't wash away the ledger with a painted winter rain. My wife and I take an art class on the weekends. I'm terrible, but I go because she's there, and it forces you to slow down. When you stare at a canvas long enough, you stop seeing the subject and start noticing the choices. Who bought the pigment? Who paid the artist? What did they decide to leave out of the frame? I've learned you can paint over a mistake 100 times, layering the oils thick. But the original charcoal lines never actually leave the canvas. So the administration points to the imaginary snow and claims a holy mandate, drawing a straight line from a fabricated prayer to the closing of the gate. And the pontiff looks at the dark Atlantic, at the very real architecture of a crime, trying to balance the brutal math with a few words spoken out of time. They both know that memory is the most contested territory we possess. The difference is who is hiding the blood and who was finally forced to confess. The brushstrokes of empire always try to dry in the shape of a halo. texture of the truth always shows through, no matter how thick the paint. Stick around, Maxie is joining me at the desk next, and she knows exactly where the cracks are starting to show.